Hi YouTube, this is Bonnie. I know I just made a video a few days ago, and I wasn't planning on making another one until Saturday, but I went back and watched my week 1 through 6 recap, and I realized that there was a ton of stuff that I left out, and I know I kept saying, oh, it wasn't that eventful, but then I realized that I did leave out a bunch of stuff. First, I want to say real quick, I got an email from someone kind of saying that they were upset with me because in my first video, in my introduction, it sounded like I was bashing the lap band. And I want to say I wasn't bashing, I wasn't trying to bash the lap band. I was just giving my personal opinion and views on why I didn't want to have it. This is, you know, an open forum, and I think I have the right to do so. And so I didn't mean to offend anybody or bash anything, but just giving you my reasons. So after clearing that up, I do have a list over here. I'm going to keep looking at it, so just to make sure I don't forget anything. First off, I want to talk about my hospital stay. I was super curious about it before I had surgery. So when I got to the hospital, I had all my blood work done. I then went to a hotel, then got back to the hospital about 7:30 the next morning. I was given a pill to calm me down, and then I was second for surgery that day. So I had changed into my hospital gown and everything. They wheeled me back, and when the guy went to put in my IV, I told him I'm super nervous. I've never had an IV before, and I've always had problems because I have really small veins. They always have a problem hitting my veins to draw blood. And he was like, oh yeah, this looks like a huge problem. And he was totally messing with me, and I thought it was hilarious. And he's like, oh no, I'm feeling lucky. And he was, again, messing with me. And he got my IV in the very first try. So I was extremely happy with that. And then he pretty much automatically just put me under. When I woke up, I was in recovery and didn't realize it exactly, but I was sitting up, cross-legged, Indian style, on my recovery bed, and I had this lady telling me that I needed to lay down, and they were asking me, you know, how does your stomach feel? Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, my stomach's fine. And they were like, honey, you need to lay down. And I was like, no, I'm not laying down because my back hurts so bad. And they were like, your stomach doesn't hurt? You know, you're not in any pain in your stomach. I'm like, no, my back hurts. So they kept trying to get me to lay down for a while, and I kept refusing. And the lady finally said, honey, we need to wheel you back to your room. You have to lay down. And I pretty much got in an argument with her and told her I couldn't lay down. She goes, fine, do you want me to just wheel you back sitting up like that on your bed? And I was like, yeah, I can't lay down. So she goes, okay, hold on. And they wheeled me back to my hospital bed, or to my hospital room, sitting up, cross-legged, on my bed. And my fiance thought it was the funniest thing in the world that I came down the hallway sitting up on my bed after just having abdomen surgery. And after coming out of the anesthesia fog, I realized that it was intense gas pressure that had built up and settled under my shoulder blades. It felt like someone was just blowing up a balloon behind my shoulder blades. It was horrible. And I was able to take Gas-X strip by mouth the second day. So after I took those and laid on a heating pad for a while, my gas pressure pretty much dissipated. I thought it was going to last, you know, longer, and I'm extremely ecstatic that it went away pretty quickly. Other than that, just walked in the hospital. Not much else to talk about in the hospital. I did have a drain that was there for until the second day. They removed it. A lot of people talk about it feeling really weird when they pull it out. I was just glad to have it out and not have a bag attached to my side anymore. I now want to talk about my energy level. Before, I had said my energy level was, you know, was high and everything was fine, and I forgot that about day 7, so I had been home from the hospital for about 3-4 days. About day 7, my energy level took a dive. It lasted about 3 days. It was when I was still on clear liquids, and like I said, I was getting a really small amount of calories on clear liquids, so I attribute it to that. So I was napping a lot days 7 through 10, but then once I got on full liquids and upped my calories a little bit, my energy level went right back up. And now I'm going to talk about everything, like the different foods that I was on at each stage. I was super curious about that before, and so I wanted to specify what I did. For clear liquids, again, just Powerade Zero, sugar-free popsicles, water, Crystal Light, and for protein, I was drinking the Unguri protein powder mixed in water. They have a chicken soup flavored one that, you know, works pretty well on clear liquids. Also, I was drinking the New Way protein isolate shots. They are 3.8 ounces and they're 42 grams of protein. I think they're 180 calories, which when you're on clear liquids, that's a lot of calories, and you need it because you don't really get it from anything else. So I was doing those. They're kind of funky. The New Way shots are kind of weird. They're like a thicker jelly liquid, and so I had to mix them with like Crystal Light and ice and down them. I drink them with a straw. It doesn't smell as bad, I guess, when you drink through a straw, and I was never told it was bad to drink through straws, so haven't had a problem with them. For full liquids, I got to move to things like sugar-free pudding mixed with the Unguri protein powder just to up the protein. I also, on clear liquids, on full liquids, did soups with some of the chicken soup flavored powder in the soup to up the protein. It's a great way. Everybody keeps asking me how I keep getting in so many grams of protein, and that is how. Pretty much adding, on those stages, adding protein powder to everything. Also still doing the Whey isolate shots on full liquids as well. Now for mushies. I hated mushies. By that time, it was the act of not chewing was really starting to weigh on me. I think everything was kind of just settling in, and I was frustrated, and I had quite a few like mental breakdowns where I was crying a lot, just because, not because nothing tasted good, it was just because I wanted to be able to chew something other than mushy stuff, which everybody said is pretty normal. I wasn't craving anything, wasn't physically hungry, it was just mentally exhausting what I was going through. And so if you're going through the same thing, it does get better, I promise. For mushy stuff, I was again doing the pudding with a bunch of protein powder in it, and then I started making pudding popsicles with pudding. You can't make it with soy milk because it needs the lactose that's in regular milk to like set. But what I was doing is making pudding with half a cup of fat-free milk, a cup of soy milk, 1 packet of like French vanilla pudding powder, and a scoop or 2 of unflavored protein powder, mixing it together and freezing it, and it tastes like cake batter. It's pretty darn good. And that was just something to like gnaw on that was frozen that I could eat during mushy stuff. I also added ricotta cheese during mushies. Again, beans put through the Ninja blender system. Tuna salad put through the Ninja blender system. So it was more of like a tuna pate rather than a shredded tuna salad. Poached eggs. Poached eggs sat really well with me rather than scrambled eggs. I don't know why, but a good soft poached egg really got me through. I had those at least every day, sometimes twice a day. During Mushies, I also made sure to keep up on the Greek yogurt. I use the Chobani, it's Chobani brand, I believe, and I use the plain one. It has 18 grams of protein per serving, so that's again how I upped the protein. On Mushies, I also did things like ground turkey meatloaf and meatballs, so it was easy to cook for my fiance, and then I would just take some off and mush it up with a fork really good before I would eat it and then chew it more. And that sat fine with me. I've had no problems with anything getting stuck. And then when I could move to regular food, big smile, I've pretty much added everything back in except for beef. I haven't had a lot of beef yet, or any for that matter, except for in sliced deli meats, there's been some beef. For sliced deli meats, I've found some really good natural, no added preservatives, anything like that, sliced deli meats that are amazing. You're eating such a small portion that it's good to find one that doesn't have a bunch of extra crap in it, and you'll definitely be more satisfied than if you just go get some of the highly processed ones. Also now on normal food, I'm eating a lot of seafood, shrimp, scallops, regular fish, just baked off. Keeping that handy and readily available makes it easy to get the protein in throughout the day. I'm making chicken salad, eggs, also pork tenderloin. Pork tenderloin's great. It has just about as much fat as a boneless, skinless chicken breast, and it can be extremely moist if you prepare it correctly, and that's sitting really well in my stomach. I'm trying to add cheese back in to my diet because I need to up my calories. Right now I'm sitting between 550 and like 650 calories, but it's really hard to get in 650, so I need to add the cheese in to up the calories a little bit. I don't want my body to go into starvation mode. So that's pretty much it. I'm glad I went back and went through and touched on a few more things. I haven't had a lot of people watching, I guess. I'm just answering my own questions at this point. But I'm hoping to get some more viewers and have some more questions. I will do a 7-week update with more weigh-ins and things like that. And I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.